All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Fat Tuesday. That has nothing to do with your current weight or any lifestyle choices you have made. Apparently, it is a moderate holiday where people go out and pretend like I don't know what they're pretending like, but anyways, they're throwing beads around. It's getting weird, and we had to get out of town. Lubbock was getting really weird. So we're here tonight, coming to you from the Raiderland World Headquarters. Going to visit with you for the next half hour or so. Texas Tech baseball, Tuesday's best, brought to you by Kyle Rogers. That's right, our realtor in Raiderland with Remax. Tuesday's best, two greatest living Texas sports figures. We got that tonight. We're going to update Tech baseball in progress. Man, oh man, the weather got a lot better over the last half hour or so. And it's not just the absolute horrific day we had going on for most of the day. They've got a chance to play a legit baseball game. Earlier today, the hitters were showing up at like 10 in the morning going, let's go. The pitchers all had the flu. Now we may have a legitimate baseball game with Tech in San Diego tonight. We'll see about that. We've got all that. One of the topics we were going to throw out tonight, and we will, is it time to get rid of conference basketball tournaments? Do we need them? Why do we need them? No, they make a lot of money. Can we replace the money? If they went away, do you care? You tell me. All right, all that in Texas Tech basketball, what's left to get? What's the seed that you think that Texas Tech can get to for the NCAA tournament? What is it worth risking and doing the rest of the way? You guys know what to do the early arrivals. Let us know the audio is good. Jump in on the United Supermarkets text line. Give us thumbs up, hearts, share it, do that stuff, and then get your comments ready to go. All right? In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com, the website. You start your day there every morning, checking out the Raiderland hot links, cool stuff from around the internet, the best stuff we can find. We think if we like it, you're going to like it. We give you the question of the day. You fire off your comments, and off we are rolling every day. Brought to you by Kyle Rogers, Remax Realty, the official realtor in Raiderland. He's been around forever around here. I mean, if there's a house, it's good. He's going to be selling it. If you want to sell your house, he knows the people that can buy it. Give Kyle Rogers a holler. And by McAlpin Chiropractic. That's right, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. He's worked with Texas Tech's highest level athletes over the last 2-3 decades. He's a great West Texan. His slogan is not, if your back is out of whack, call a quack. Don't call a quack. Call Kevin Mack. That would be really cool if it was. No, it's not. It's just, he's a good dude, man. So you want to feel better, call Kevin McAlpin, great West Texan. Get on his Facebook page, man. Good stuff there. Same thing with Kyle Rogers. Tell him thank you. If you want to do something really cool for us tonight, all of our sponsors, go to their Facebook page and tell them thanks for being a part of Raiderland. All right, let's get it going tonight. I'll give you the Tuesday's best, brought to you by Kyle Rogers. 2 best living Texas sports figures. Who are they right now? I know you might have to think on that a second. Who you got? Nolan Ryan, still alive. And I got to be careful here because I have a tendency and have over the decades doing radio shows, Williams and I show, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, you name it, Raider Talk, 1989, KTXD, 88.1 FM, killing off people who are not dead. I have an innate ability to say somebody's dead when they're not. I apologize for that greatly. The 2 greatest living Texas sports figures. Notice I say figures here. Could be a coach. Could be an athlete. Who are your 2? I give you Nolan Ryan, right? Nolan Ryan, we got to go Nolan Ryan. Right off the bat. 7 no-hitters, pitches both for the Astros and the Rangers. Instrumental front office. We got to go Nolan. I mean, Nolan's got to be in there, correct? Or does he have to be? Can you give me 2 better? You tell me. That's the Tuesday's best tonight. James is jumping in, giving us thumbs up. That's what we like to see. James out there. dealing with the weather probably. No junior high track meet, hopefully not today. Goodness gracious. And then the other question of the day, the idea of getting rid of conference basketball tournaments. And that goes into the idea of what can you get out of the tournament? What does the tournament matter? You know? There you go. Okay, so that's a great question, Chris. Do they have to be born in Texas? The Texas Sports Hall of Fame has dealt with this for decades, inducting people that weren't born in Texas but made their living or made their name in Texas. So is Roger Staubach the greatest living Texas sports figure? He's born in Ohio, with Cincinnati Moeller, Naval Academy, New Mexico Military Institute. You can't go there, can you? Can you? I don't know. You tell me. You make the rules tonight, all right? You make the rules. You can go born outside, born inside. Here's somebody who's just trolling right now. Got to be trolling. Roger Staubach and Earl Campbell. There you go. Tyler Rose, Roger Staubach, not born in Texas, but great Texas. And they're both alive, so that's a good thing. Dirk and Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, no. Dirk, maybe. Maybe. But let's be honest. There's no way the two greatest living sports figures in the state of Texas have anything to do with the NBA. From Akeem Olajuwon, the Dream Shake, Gene Peterson on the call, KTRH. Nope. Can't do that. Chris Young and Pat Mahomes. Chris Young and Pat Mahomes. Greatest living? No. Pat Mahomes, no. Not even, wouldn't even be in my top 10 right now. Call me later. I understand. Tuesday's best, two greatest living Texas sports figures. Texas Tech basketball. What can they get the rest of the way? You've got 2 games left, Colorado, Arizona State. You have the Big 12 basketball tournament that nobody cares about. We talk about getting rid of conference tournaments. Would you care? Do we care? Do they matter anymore? Would you like to get rid of them? You tell me. All right. So Texas Tech right now, we're going to go back and forth on topics as we go through the night. You know, hoopshd.com, nitty gritty rankings. Texas Tech, for the first time, I believe this year, the nitty gritty has them on the 3 line. The last number 3 seed, Texas Tech, the neighborhood you're living in right now. All right, let's just go through the hoopshd.com. All right, seed line right now, nitty gritty ranking. There are 2 groups we pay attention to: hoopshd.com, bracketville.wordpress.com. All Houston, the number 2-1 seed. Alabama and Tennessee all on the 1 line. Duke, Florida, Michigan State, Iowa State clinging to the 2 line. Iowa State right now is a body of work 2 seed. They did all of the right things scheduling that Tech didn't do. And they've won a lot of games and they beat Tech. 3 line, Wisconsin, St. John's, Purdue, don't. When it comes to the NCAA tournament, don't, and Tech. And then it's A&M, Kentucky, Michigan, and Arizona on the 4 line. So you move past a team that beat you in A&M. Can you hold on to that 3 seed if you're Texas Tech? Dave Almond, bracketville.wordpress.com. In the East has Texas Tech as a number 3 seed. He's had them there for about the last 2 weeks. He's been really bullish on Texas Tech on that 3 line. What are you willing to do to hang on to the 3 seed? In the tournament, conference tournament, nothing. You just win the next 2 games. Maybe don't gack up a first round game, whatever. Win the first round game and then be good, right? That's it. And that gets us into the idea of, do we even need conference tournaments anymore? It's all about money. We can replace the money. So I said earlier today on the commentary, if we get rid of the conference tournament, the leagues are going to want a couple of things. Replace, change. You change it first. How do you change it? How do you make it different? Do we not put the top 4 teams in, and it's what we call a hooligan race? If you're into motorsports and your local short track or whatever, and try and get into the main feature and the main A, you have what's called a hooligan race. It's all the guys who aren't in. Last guy gets in. Do we do that with the conference tournaments, or do we just get rid of it? I'm to the point now, I really don't care. I could, if the Big 12 tournament did not exist, it would not bother me at all. If next week there were no Big 12 tournament in Kansas City or Oklahoma City or where the hell they want to play it, I would not care. Things change. Get rid of it. That would be my prescription. Just get rid of it. Well, we got to make money. You're making money. All right. It's not 1993. It's not 1997. It's not even 2004. You're making so much freaking money. You don't need this anymore. Well, we want the money. We want the money. Jerry, we want the money. Get rid of it. All right. Get rid of it. Let's get some comments going. Thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. All of your comments, all your questions brought to you by the supermarket in West Texas that takes care of Texas Tech as opposed to the one that doesn't. Young did bring a World Series. To some, that's the best ever. To some, but not enough. No. Chris going with the 2 greatest living Texas sports figures, Nolan Ryan and some guy named Jerry Jones. So wrong. Well, 50% wrong. Robert, I like conference tournaments. I cannot lie. Oh, no. That's anyways. Why are you trying to eliminate my entertainment? I don't like you. I don't want you to have fun. I don't want you to have anything enjoyable in your life. I don't want you to be able to have pozole. I don't want you to be able to have menudo, anything like that. No. Nothing good. What's going on with baseball? The Rangers and the Astros are at training camps. And you're talking about Tech baseball. Well, right now they're in the bottom of the first against UC San Diego. It's a 2-2 count right now in Camacho. No, I take that back. It's a 2-2 count right now. And now it's even not. We got one out. Thompson struck out. How do we do that? Anyways, Damian Bravo's up. What's up with baseball? Great question. Texas Tech baseball has played the toughest schedule they've ever played in the last 40 years. They also had the worst record they've had in about the last 40 years. The pitching, which at first was okay, then wasn't okay. Then the starting pitching had an ERA over 10. The defense has been horrible. The situational hitting early was bad. Then it got good. Then it was okay at Las Vegas. We'll see what it does tonight. Nothing has come together. Every game, 2 out of the 3 components have been bad. And there you go. Is this a talented team? We believe so. I believe so. I'll put my baseball reputation on the line and say, I believe this team has talent. I also believe that they put together a schedule knowing that the schedule they've had the last 3 or 4 years did them no good with an RPI. And they looked around the Big 12 this year and said, this is a down league. We're not going to get the benefit out of a conference schedule. We've got to win some games against quality teams. And I agree with that. And I agree with the schedule. And I agree with everything. But the play so far, no. Now, what's really interesting so far tonight is what hasn't happened. Who's not in the lineup? TJ Pompey not in the lineup. 398 hitter. This is a defense-oriented lineup for a team that was putting out a defense-oriented lineup against Washington the other night. Didn't get to play 9 innings. So right now they're not anywhere. You know, they're not anywhere. They've got to win some games. I mean, you're going out to Grand Canyon 2 years ago. You got swept out there in a 2-game set. Then you got Houston coming back. After that, you got to win some games in March. March is going to be about just winning games, and we'll see where they are going into April. Jacob, what will impact of Aggie Auburn tonight? Need Auburn big win, hold serve next 2 games, and then get rid of conference tournaments. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with getting rid of the conference tournaments. So yeah, you're looking at that SEC, and they feed off each other really. So there's no bad loss. All right. So you got Auburn as the total number 1. So if you want to take down A&M, you want chalk to hold. You don't want A&M feasting off a big win over Auburn. You don't want anybody, Kentucky, A&M are on the 4 line, hoopsHD.com. All right. You don't want them getting good wins in the SEC the rest of the way if you're Texas Tech. Oregon, same thing on the 5 line. You don't want them getting good Big Ten wins. Michigan State. Where am I missing one? Yeah, and Purdue. You don't want anybody really close to you on that line. That's why I say go to hoopshd.com, go to bracketville.wordpress, and look at the people living in your neighborhood. And so those are the teams you don't want to win. Texas Tech wins the last 2 regular season games, wins the first game of the Big 12 tournament. You could be a 3 seed. All right. That's good. That's the best you've ever been. Meanwhile, back at the 2 greatest living Texas sports figures of all time, Damon, Nolan Ryan, and AJ Foyt. AJ Foyt, 91, just celebrated that. Here's AJ Foyt. Greatest number 14 all-time sports. Anybody better? James, is Tech baseball pressing too much? They're thinking too much and not reacting. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. The defense, what is defense? Is defense not thinking? Is defense thinking? Is defense pressing? I'm okay where the offense is right now. I think the offense is rounding in, and again, against really good pitching. The best pitching you've faced ever early, all right? The hitting is the last thing on my deal. And consequently, the pitching you pitched against better, but the fielding is independent. Fielding is independent of who you're playing, how good they are. Oh, they hit it a little harder. Or they no. The fielding is atrocious. And that's the thing that I think that Tim Tadlock right now, and I look at the lineup tonight again, we looked at it against Washington, and who was out there. I look at this team, and I think he's sending a direct message and say, I don't care who you are. If I don't think you can play in the field, you don't get to go to the plate. 2 greatest living Tech sports, Texas. Of course, we all know Tech and Texas, same thing. Nolan or Earl, both born in Texas. Glenn and I said you could go make your own rules. Nolan and Roger. I assume that's Roger Staubach, right? Yeah. Right? Roger Staubach? All right. I think the consensus is it's Nolan Ryan, and I'm good with that. And he's old enough that I'm good with that. The second one right now, greatest living Texas sports, and I said figure, not athlete, not player, figure, is kind of fascinating to me on where you could go with all of that. All right. But I'm good with Nolan. Then after that, okay, so we go Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell, no Super Bowl, right? No Super Bowl. Now are we going born or bred in? Where are you cutting off your line, right? You're going to put a guy in there who wasn't born in the state of Texas? It's your deal. It's your comment. I ain't going to stop you either way. And this is a huge deal. I mentioned it earlier. So Don Williams, me and Don Williams from the AJ Avalanche Journal, we used to do a little radio show for a couple of years. It had a nice little run. And he's on the Texas Sports Hall of Fame voting board, panel, whatever you want to call it. And I know they have really interesting discussions about, who to put in, the debates, born, not born, all that stuff. And the criteria of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, which is down there in beautiful Waco, Texas, down by the silos. Tell Chip and Joanna we said hi. So it's not just you guys that have to grapple with it. They grapple with it. Who do you put in? Jacob's View, Nolan or Rogers, and it's not close. Litmus test is where greatness is achieved. That's what I told her. Win first game of the Big 12 tournament, set Steven on X. By the way, welcome in everybody on Twitter X. We get hundreds of people every night, hundreds and hundreds watching on Twitter X. Sometimes we get like a ton of comments. Sometimes we don't. I don't understand it. I apologize for not understanding the technology more. Win first game of Big 12 tourney, then play a 2-3 and shoot threes every time down, no injuries. I like that. I kind of like what you're doing there. Talking about Tech basketball. If you're on the 3-4 line, let's be honest. What's the difference? If you are sitting there going, I want to go to the Elite Eight, right? That you think this team, and that would be like not crazy. I'm just saying, you want to go, let's get to the Elite Eight. Now, I think my first thing is let's get to the second weekend, all right? You got to beat the same teams either way. So it doesn't really matter to me if you're a 3 or a 4. And certainly 2-3 line is nothing. 2-3 means nothing. Bench jersey. 4, you crash into a 1 earlier if they're around. So I like that. 2-3 zone. We're jacking up threes. It's Christian Anderson out there the whole night, just, who's made more 3-pointers than any freshman or sophomore in the Big 12 this year. Andy St. John is a legend, and he has chimed in tonight on Facebook. You can get on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland Facebook. Everybody subscribe to that. Hey, the wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, all free. And of course, Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Everything we do free. Join it. Nolan and Shaquille O'Neal wins a 2A state championship in basketball out of San Antonio Holmes. Somebody fact check me on that, I think. My uncle got to see it in person. He was like, I just saw the most incredible. he came back. He was telling me about it. He was an old high school basketball coach. He's like, I just saw the most incredible thing I think I've ever seen. Where would you put Swoops as the greatest Texan? Good question. What, two gold medals, 3 gold medals, MVP, WNBA, national champion. I mean, she'd be top 10, I think. I think I'd put her top 10 for sure. Instrumental in creating a league, historical relevance, all of that. I think I'd put Cheryl top 10, somewhere in through there, for sure. Julien Poitier. Baseball going to the tournament? Hell. Don't even ask me that until we get into April. It's not even April. Won't even flesh itself out till then. Um, Now, if they can win some games, today, tomorrow, where are we right now, by the way? Yeah, 2-0, UCSD in front. Crossland struck out, swinging on the first at bat, hit by pitch after that, double to center by Martinez. Then Hackworth grounded out, sacrifice bunt, and Thacker comes up for San Diego and singles to the left side. Martinez scores, and it's 2-0 San Diego. Top of the second, 2 down at Dan Law Field. Yeah, I used to do play-by-play. I can do it off a teletype. So baseball going into the tournament. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Schedule has not allowed me to get out there yet. I was hoping, if we're gonna go early tomorrow, we can get out there and not be doing this during the time frame. Get a chance to see what they look like in person. But this team, you can't make any judgments on this team tournament wise, really, I think, until we get into the first week of April. We get into the first week of April, we're going to see where the RPI is. And this is the big gamble that Tim Tadlock has played this year. Not big gamble. It's not a gamble. Let me backtrack that. It's not a gamble. It was the right move. The schedule was the right move. And they believe that they had the talent to deal with it and do everything else. That at worst, you were probably sitting around 500. What's the worst? 500, maybe a game under, a game over. I guarantee you they never thought they'd be sitting where they are with just 2 wins. But the schedule was the right schedule. So now they got to make the schedule pay off over the next month. And you get into April, and you better be cleaning up a little bit in Big 12 play, or it's not going to matter. But here's the deal. If you had scheduled poorly, not poorly, but against bad teams, you'd be doing the same thing in April, going, we got to make up for that. Robert, I will only be for the elimination of conference tournaments if the Big 12 tournament if the big tournament to 96 give first 4 seeds to each region the first 2 rounds off. What if we just eliminated the NCAA and we had all the Power 4 conferences that play really good football and said, we're going to have a basketball tournament with those teams. And we go to 64. How about that? And we don't have all little crap teams and everything that they might have an upset every now and then in the first round. Really don't care. What if we did that? And the reason I say that is because that's what's going to happen within the next 10 years or so, probably less, is when the football teams break away from the NCAA, they're also not going to need the NCAA for a basketball tournament, and they're going to be able to put on their own 64-team basketball tournament, and it's not going to have any bitty small teams. And you're going to watch it because it's on, because I know you. Andy, Tom Landry swoops, 2 greatest living. I can't wait. I'm going to email Cheryl tonight. You're like the 2 greatest living sports figures, Cheryl. I need to go back to the box score and see where we are on some pitching stats. So Lowe got the start tonight, an inning and 2/3 right now. 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, strike, no walks. All right, that's the first thing I want to see is no walks. Not getting to watch this in real time. Gave up an extra base hit, just 1, 3 groundouts, 1 flyout. That's good too. With the wind the way it has been today, if you're getting ground out. So 36 pitches through 2 innings, and looks like we're on to the bottom of the second right now. So Lowe gets out of it after a ground out. Midweek games, you just win them for the most part. Although tonight, the weather is much, much better for pitching than it was earlier today. So you got to take that and run with it if you're Texas Tech. Couple of minutes left. Get in. Thoughts, comments. Tuesday's best. Two greatest living Texas sports figures. What's left for Tech basketball to get? Rest of the way. 3 seed, maybe. If they go in as a 4 seed, we're going to deal with that. Do you want to get rid of conference tournaments? Would you like to do that? Did you used to do play-by-play full time? Yes. Yes, I did. I probably did for baseball, at least another 5. Yeah, but what I would say about 10 seasons worth of full-time play-by-play spread out over a couple of years. So we did some of that. I did a little play-by-play back in the day for Lady Raider basketball and for volleyball and a few other sports and here and there. Yeah. So we used to do some play-by-play, a little bit here and there, just a little bit. Yeah, about that much. Here and there. I want to see one more thing. Back on that lineup. Give me the lineup here for Tech tonight. So it's Thompson Bravo up top. Savatore. Savatore. Really liking him settling in at that top of the lineup 3. Villeneuve. Hey, you're in West Texas. Villanueva. No, it's Villeneuve. So you got Logan Hughes in the left tonight. Maxey behind the plate. Rivers is DHing. Schultz at third. Third base is the linchpin right now for Tech defensively. Not working, obviously. Lopez at short. And we'll see what happens from there. So, all right. You not trying to make too much of this game tonight. You need to win it. If you're Texas Tech, you gotta win tonight. That's just the way it is. You got to win. You can't lose these games. Julian, I'm new here, and you've got the perfect voice for it. God dang, you got that right. You got that right. We got the perfect voice for whatever it is. Thank you. I appreciate the comment. Now, we've done a little bit of play-by-play over the decades around these parts, and I appreciate it. Glad you're new here. I hope you're a Tech fan. I hope you're a sports fan. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like hanging out here in Raiderland. We do things a little bit different. We have fun with it. We've done a lot of different things over the years, 25, 30 years of call-in shows and play-by-play and everything else, and now we're doing our own thing right here. So glad you're out there. I don't know. I'm hungry. Summertime. We're going to settle in, see what this game does tonight. You guys will jump back in on the website in the morning, theraiderland.com. What if Wednesday? Get ready to go. Alt history. We ask the question. You tell us what would be different. And then Raiderland Hot Links ought to be good tomorrow. We will have, obviously, daily broadcast tomorrow night, 6:30. And we'll go from there, right? That's what we do. Thanks to the great sponsors, Kyle Rogers, Remax Realty here in Lubbock. Buying a house, selling a house, you call Kyle. Obviously, McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor in Raiderland. United Supermarkets, the official supermarkets of Texas Tech and Raiderland. And if you come across any of our great sponsors on social media, as we say, please drop them a line. Tell them thanks for being a part of Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Makes it fun. Makes it enjoyable. All right. Let's see if the wind will stay down for a little bit. Let's see if we can get a Tech win tonight out of baseball. And we'll see you in the morning at theraiderland.com.